I never thought I would write something like this. I always believed cheating stories happened to other people, to careless people, to naive girls who ignored red flags. I was 27, working 2 jobs, living alone, trying to be independent and smart. And then I met him. He was calm, polite, not overly charming. That made him feel safe. He told me he was divorced, not separated, not complicated, divorced. He said his ex-wife moved to another city, that they barely talked, that the marriage had been dead long before the papers were signed. I didn't question it. Why would I? We didn't move fast. That's the worst part. We dated slowly. Coffee after work, long talks in the car, late-night messages about life, childhood, dreams. He never stayed over. He said he liked his space. I respected that. He never posted photos. He said he hated social media. I respected that too. He never met my friends. He said he was private. I told myself that was maturity. 6 months later, I was in love. Not the dramatic kind. The quiet, deep kind. The kind where you start planning the future without even realizing it. And then I got pregnant. I was terrified. When I told him, he went silent. Not angry, not shocked, just quiet. He said he needed time. 3 days passed. Then he came back with flowers. He hugged me and said, "Well, figure it out." I believed him. A week later, I received a message on Instagram from a woman I had never seen before. "Hi, I'm sorry to bother you, but how long have you been seeing my husband?" My hands started shaking. I replied, "I think you're mistaken. He's divorced." She sent a screenshot. Their wedding photo. Dated 2 years ago. Then another. Family vacation. Then another. Her pregnant belly. With the same man. My heart dropped into my stomach. I confronted him. He didn't deny it. He said, "It's complicated." I asked how. He said his wife had just given birth 3 months ago. I couldn't breathe. I was the other woman, and I was pregnant. He begged me not to tell her. Said it would destroy his family. Said he loved me too. I asked what he wanted. He said, an abortion. And silence. That's when something broke inside me. I told his wife everything. She didn't scream. She didn't insult me. She just wrote, "Thank you for telling me the truth. I wish I had known earlier." She left him. I kept the baby. He disappeared. Blocked me everywhere. Last I heard, he went back to his parents' house. Sometimes I feel guilty. Sometimes I feel angry. But mostly, I feel free. Because the worst pain was not being cheated on. The worst pain was loving a lie. After she left him, I thought the story was over. I was wrong. 2 months passed. My belly started to show. Morning sickness turned into constant exhaustion. I quit one of my jobs. And then he came back. Not with apologies. Not with regret. With conditions. He said he wanted to be involved. But only quietly. No child support documents. No court. No names. He said his family didn't know about me. And it was better that way. I laughed. Not because it was funny. But because I finally understood who he was. He didn't want a child. He wanted control. I said no. That's when the threat started. He said I was ruining his life. That I knew what I was getting into. That if his wife ever found out I was still pregnant, he'd deny everything. Then his mother called me. She said I was a mistake. That I was trying to trap her son. That women like me always destroy families. I hung up. A week later, I received court papers. He was denying paternity. Said the baby couldn't be his. I cried for hours. Not because I was scared, but because I realized how easy it was for him to erase me. The DNA test took months. Months of silence. Months of panic. Months of talking to my unborn child at night, promising them it'd protect them no matter what. The result came back positive. 99.9%. The judge didn't even look at him when announcing it. Child support was ordered. He didn't look at me either. He left the courtroom like a stranger. I gave birth alone. No messages. No flowers. No calls. Just me and my baby. Holding that tiny hand, I felt something I never felt before. Strength. Not happiness. Not peace. Strength. A year later, I ran into his ex-wife. She was pushing a stroller. We looked at each other. Awkward. Heavy. Then she smiled. She said she was free now. That she had rebuilt her life. That she was grateful and not angry. I realized something then. He didn't destroy us. He revealed himself. And that saved us. Sometimes people ask if I regret keeping the baby. I don't. Because my child is not a mistake. Believing a liar was. I thought the hardest part was over. I was wrong. When my child turned 2, I received a letter. Not from him. From a lawyer. He was requesting shared custody. I read the sentence 3 times, hoping I misunderstood. This man had denied my child. Had disappeared. Had fought to avoid responsibility. And now he wanted to be a father. Not out of love. Out of convenience. He had remarried. His new wife couldn't have children. Suddenly, my child mattered. I refused. The court date was set. That's when the messages started. Anonymous accounts. Late-night texts. Think carefully. Children need fathers. Don't be selfish. One message said, "If you make this hard, you'll regret it." I saved everything. Screenshots. Dates. Voicemails. In court, he looked calm. Confident. Like a man who had never done anything wrong. He told the judge he had changed. That he had been confused before. That he deserved a second chance. Then my lawyer stood up. She played the recordings. She showed the messages. She showed the DNA denial papers. And then she showed something no one expected. A letter. Written by his ex-wife. She testified that during their marriage, he had 3 affairs. 3. That I wasn't the first. I was just the one who got pregnant. The judge didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. Full custody was granted to me. Supervised visits only. When we left the courtroom, his new wife was crying. She looked at me like I had stolen something from her. But I hadn't. I had protected my child. Months later, the threats stopped. The messages disappeared. Life became quiet. One evening, my child asked, "Where is my dad?" I answered honestly, as someone who still has a lot to learn. Years from now, I'll tell the full story. Not with anger, but with truth. Because the real lesson isn't about betrayal. It's about choosing yourself when someone else never chose you.